Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Football Outpost. I am your host, Stony Kalango. Today, we're going to be discussing transfer news, transfer gossip, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be talking transfer news in the football world. Let's get started. First of all, Sky in England has been reporting that Manchester United have started to hold talks with Borussia Dortmund star Jadon Sancho. We know that this deal is likely to be done. Now, on this show today, I will be giving you transfer news, transfer rumors, but I will also be giving you my verdict on if I think that those transfers are going to see the light of the day or if they're just rumors that will not come true. So that's how we're doing that's how we do our transfer shows, and you're going to see a lot of that today. So let's get started again. As we said, Manchester United, according to Sky, have started discussions with Borussia Dortmund over Jadon Sancho. Both clubs are kind of apart in their valuation of the player. Manchester United are probably thinking that he's worth about £85 million. Borussia Dortmund, on the other hand, are probably thinking that he's worth about £110 million. So there is quite a wide difference in the valuation of the players in the eyes of both clubs, and so the two clubs have started discussions to see if they can close that gap and agree on a fee for the player so he can head towards Manchester United. So I think this transfer is an A plus. I think it has a 91% chance of happening. So I'll say those reports are true, and I'll say that Manchester United will be getting their target in Jadon Sancho this transfer window. Okay, let's go to our second transfer story of the day. It's coming from The Independent, who are reporting that Aston Villa playmaker Jack Grealish is a target for Manchester United, but the 24-year-old England midfielder has been made aware that he may not be able to start every week if he does make the switch to Old Trafford. I don't think this will be happening. I will give this a 40% chance to happen. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer likes the player. He would like him to be at Manchester United, but I think with Aston Villa staying up and not getting relegated, the chances of him moving to Manchester United are very slim right now. They've way increased their valuation of the player. They're probably wanting about £80 million. So I don't think this will be happening. I think it's a D. Does it have a chance of happening? Yes, but it's a very, very little chance. Okay, moving on from Manchester United, we're going to be talking about Chelsea. Chelsea will consider offers of more than £50 million for Spanish goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga. Over £50 million for Kepa, a goalkeeper that Frank Lampard, the manager of Chelsea, doesn't even want to start. I don't think Chelsea will be getting any offers above £50 million. Is there a chance that he will move out this transfer window? Yes, there's a very good chance of that. Is there a chance he will move out for anything over £50 million? No, I don't think that will be happening. Not in post-coronavirus times. He's not going anywhere for more than £50 million. Our next story is from Leicester City. The Goal.com is reporting that their attacking midfielder, James Maddison, who is 23 years old, has signed a new £110,000 per week deal that keeps him with the Foxes until 2024. I think coming from the Goal, this seems like a credible story. I think that's a possibility. Clubs like Manchester United and Chelsea that might have been looking for him would have seen that he will be valued way too high for them to go for, and so I think he stays at Leicester City next year, and I think the story of him signing a new contract is probably true. Our next story is from The Guardian, who say that Chelsea, having secured a place in the Champions League next season, have opened talks with Bayer Leverkusen over a fee for 21-year-old German winger Kai Havertz. This story has been in the press for weeks now. The talks about him going to Chelsea for a fee of about £85 million. I think this has an 85% chance of it happening. It's been out there for a while now. The reports have been strong. Now, I think Chelsea should be focusing more on their back four to strengthen, but it seems like they've gotten Hakim Ziyech from Ajax. They've got Timo Werner from Leipzig, from Germany. I think this has a high possibility of happening, but I would think that they would actually focus on their back four. But they're not doing that. But that's up to the club to decide. But this has an 85% chance of happening, so I'll give it a B plus rating on this in this transfer season. Another report is from Sky Sports that are saying that Brazilian winger Willian could agree a new deal at Chelsea by the end of the week following a breakthrough in negotiations between two parties. Now, what's funny is Sky Sports is reporting this, but also I saw another report that Arsenal could be in for Willian for and basically on a free transfer. So I do not think he will be signing a new contract. Is there a possibility of him signing a new contract? Of course there is. I think he played very well in the weeks of football after the restart. Why he was doing that, probably, some people would say he was doing that to gain a new contract at Chelsea. I would say it's 50% chance of him staying and 50% chance of him leaving, because there are also strong reports of Arsenal trying to get him. I think that's a strong possibility, and so we'll see if that happens. We're going to Brentford. Brentford are in talks with sorry. Brentford are in talks with Peterborough over a deal to sign striker Ivan Toney. It's the owner Dara McAntony has rejected reports elsewhere that the Toney deal is close to being done. But I think that this is a deal that could be done for England. Now, Celtic are also in for him. So I think this guy is on the move. He's a great goal scorer, and I think he's on the move in this transfer window. Okay, let's go to our next transfer story for the day. We know that David Silva is saying goodbye to Man City after 10 years of being at the Etihad, and Manchester City have made Valencia Spanish winger Ferran Torres, who is only 20 years old, their top transfer target this season. They're saying that Manchester City have sold Leroy Sané to Bayern Munich for about 55 million pounds. So they're seeing that we have some money here to spend. Now, Manchester City is already a very rich club. They don't need the transfer money from Leroy Sané to sign players, but I think this is extra money they have, 55 million pounds just sitting there. And so they've made Spanish winger Ferran Torres a top transfer target. I will give this story a B plus transfer rating. I also think it has an 85% chance of happening. They have the money. He could cost just about 40 million pounds, which is not going to be hard money for Manchester City, even in coronavirus times, to shell out. I think that's a possibility. I think that's going to happen. I'll grade it a B plus, 85% chance of it happening. All right. Our next story is about Tottenham. Sky Sports are reporting that he's edging closer to a deal to they're edging closer to a deal to sign Denmark midfielder Pierre-Emil Højbjerg from Southampton. This story is a new story out of the blogs. Is it a possibility? Yes. Tottenham have struggled in the midfield. Their midfielders have not been so good this season. And I think there is something in this story. I'll give it a C. I'll give it a 68% chance of happening, 68 to 70% chance of happening. But this might just be one of the few stories about them having a new midfielder. They certainly do need to strengthen their midfield. They have such a weak midfield that they need strengthening, certainly. Okay, this story is about Felipe Coutinho, the Brazilian midfielder from Barcelona. It's reported that Arsenal, Tottenham, and Leicester City are all options for Felipe Coutinho, who is currently at loan at Bayern Munich. I tell you what, Barcelona is going to have a hard time sending this midfielder out. He cost them a lot of money, about 120 million euros. He's on high wages, something like 500,000 pounds a week. They're going to have a hard time moving him around. I think he stays at Barcelona next season, except they find a club who will probably want to take about 70% or 80% of his wages. But I will put doubt in the story and say yes, they want to shop, they want to send him out. Uh, will he be leaving? I will say 60% for him leaving, either on loan or on a permanent deal in this transfer window. Um, this story is coming from Corriere dello Sport in Italy. It says Roma are yet to reach an agreement with Manchester United over the permanent signing of English defender Chris Smalling. I think this is a true story. It's been reported over various from various media outlets. We know that Roma are in discussions with Manchester United over trying to get him on a permanent deal. Now, their perfect scenario would be to have him on a loan this new season and then with an obligation to buy. I don't think Manchester United will want to do that deal. They know Chris Smalling's a guy who can come back and strengthen the team. They know they can sell him for about 18 to 20 million euros. So I don't think that they will be basically accepting a smaller amount from Roma. And there are other teams in Italy too that want this guy. I mean, he was an outstanding defender for them in this past season. So I think that Manchester United here will be maybe getting about 20 million euros from AS Roma, if not from AS Roma, from somebody else, or he could just pretty much stay at Manchester United. Um, so that's it for that. So I will give him staying at AS Roma a 70% chance. I would say a C plus to a B minus. That's the chances of him staying at Roma for next season. ESPN is reporting that Real Madrid are monitoring the progress of Sevilla's 21-year-old French center back Jules Koundé. I mean, they've got Sergio Ramos, who is kind of on the old side, on the declining side. Now, he had a phenomenal year this past season, but again, he is like, what, 33, 34 years old now. You've got Raphael Varane, the French international defender, who is a phenomenal center back. So I think there is something to this story. I don't think Real Madrid will be splashing a lot of cash this transfer window, so I would grade this C minus. I would say this has about a 58% chance to 60% chance of it happening. So I wouldn't put too much into that until it gains more steam in the coming days, and we're yet to see if it will do that. Another story is that Bournemouth manager Eddie Howe will hold talks with the club's hierarchy in the next 48 hours. I mean, come on. Bournemouth's manager Eddie Howe. I really expected them to do a lot more. I mean, they had great players. Josh King, Nathan Ake. I was expecting a lot more. Ryan Fraser. I mean, he had the whole fiasco with not wanting to play for the games after the restart. I didn't even know what was going on there and why they couldn't convince him to do that. He's a flying winger. I don't know why they couldn't stay up. I thought Bournemouth was a good team. They've been a good team in the last few years, and I don't know what happened. It was a shock to me that they went to the bottom and basically were relegated this season. Do I think he will stay? I think he will be a great manager for the championship. I think he can bring them back. Eddie Howe, I think, is a good manager, but they've had a tough season. So let's see what comes out of that. I'm sure they're holding talks. I would say there's 60% chance. I would say maybe 55% chance of him staying, because I think he would be a good manager in the championship, and I think he will be able to bring them back real fast to the Premier League. And our last story for our transfer news stories for the day is that Manchester City are set to sign Wales under-21 defender Cameron Cox on a free transfer after the 21-year-old was released by Cardiff City. This is coming from Wales Online. I would give this a 20% chance of happening. I think it's like an E rating. I don't think that Manchester City are in for a defender of this sort. He's already 21 years old. They've got Aymeric Laporte. They've got Mendy. They've got John Stones. They've got Fernandinho, who's a midfielder but has played at center back for weeks for Pep Guardiola. I don't see anything in the story. I don't think anything is coming out of the story. I don't think it will happen. They're also going for Nathan Ake. There are strong reports that they've even agreed a deal with Bournemouth for Nathan Ake. So seeing all of that, I don't think they'll be going for Cameron Cox, the 21-year-old Welsh international. So I will not put anything to the story. So that's all of our transfer news stories for the day. Transfer gossips all over across all the media outlets. I've given my verdicts on the transfer news for you to see if they will be happening or not. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please hit the like button on this video, share the video, hit the subscribe button, very important, so you can see how when our next video comes out covering the transfer news stories of the day. I think you would love to be a part of our family here at the Football Outpost, where we're talking everything football related. So tell a friend about it. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.